I have to give kudos to Ford for giving a full-size spare tire on my car if I get a flat. It's not one of those 50-mile run flat jobs. Anyway, in the trunk where the tire goes is the jack and the pieces needed to essentially take that tire off and replace it if you get a flat. This is the particular item. And this is the wrench they give you to change the bolts. The catch here is that this wrench will not fit onto the bolts. The problem is how the lug nuts are designed. They are aluminum caps over a steel core, and the aluminum gets distorted if you've taken your wheels on or off a few times. When you have an emergency repair to make, the tool in the car will not fit over the nut. Even when you turn it, you're gonna have to hammer it on or get a proper tool to do this. This is not the situation that made me happy when I had to do this on the side of the road, and for the first time discovered the tools don't work. Good morning from Houston, Texas. I'm out here today to show you a problem I ran into with my Fiesta ST. And that's replacing the wheel. If you need to remove the wheel in an emergency, flat tire on the side of the road, there's a problem with the lug nuts. Currently, if you need to change the wheel, I'm using a proper lug wrench. The wrench does not fit on the nuts properly, and I have to, which you probably don't have one of these in the car. I have to smash it onto the lug nut in order to get it to fit. The reason is the design of the lug nuts are bad. Here's a little bonus tip that I ran into when trying to replace the lug nuts. I'm taking the nut out. The problem is it sticks in the end of the lug wrench. I can't get that out or pry that out because the deformed lug nut just won't come out. So save yourself a lot of trouble. Screw it back in a couple turns. Right now the lug nut is loose, and wiggle the wrench until it comes out. Because the nut's now loose, you can unscrew it by hand. Voila, save yourself some hassle. Here is one of the original lug nuts here. Let's see if I can move in. It looks like a regular lug nut, but what you don't realize is that on top is this little cap. It's made of 1 millimeter thick aluminum, and it is tending to get distorted, distressed. It is just a mess. I don't know why they make these lug nuts as two pieces, but this one here, it's hard to see, but the center piece with the cone on it moves inside of here because it's just a cap. It's almost like a hubcap. Anyway, that causes problems. You need to get rid of these to fix the problem. Here's the lug nut itself without the cap on it. The cap goes in. And unfortunately, the cap does not fit onto the end of the lug wrench properly. You will have to pound it on and pound it off. So the fix for this problem is to get some solid lug nuts and replace the nut with the proper item. So when you break down on the side of the road, you can fix this with the tools in the car and not spend 3 hours hammering in and out stupid caps